How do we create value creation in our business? This is going to be, I believe, something that is super valuable here. I'm going to move my screens around. Do you guys see that? Give me a 1 if you see that right now. Give me a 1 if you see that. Great. Value creation in your business. Great news. We're not going to be talking about marketing. So those of you guys who are nervous, like, oh, Travis and marketing again. This right here, guys, this has changed the way I run my business because it helps me understand what is going on. How do I sift through the chaos and the craziness of business and know what is going to move the needle forward? So I want to just share a little bit about who I am and why you guys should take some time to listen. Number one, I'm a husband and father of 3 kids. Put a 3 in if you guys either have kids or you're married. So you guys understand, put a 3 in here. Lots of you guys. So you understand here, when I say husband and father and a business owner, you guys are business owners. This is a lot. This is really like the crux of like the balancing and the harmony act that we're trying to do. Number 2, for you guys, I'm a commercial pilot and a flight instructor. Super exciting for those of you who want to learn how to fly. I am a pilot. I own and run Rotate Digital. I've been doing that over the last 5 years, grown it to over 30 team members to provide as much value as possible to you guys, to the moving industry. And the last one, we've helped over 150 moving companies grow their business leveraging Google and their online assets. Now, you say we're not talking about marketing today, but we are helping moving company owners. I have 5 goals for the next 27 minutes. 5 goals, 5 hopes for today. Number 1, I hope that you guys find this valuable. When you guys think about your business today, the whole purpose is to create value. We're going to go into this in just a little bit more, but I hope that you guys walk away and you go, this was valuable. Number 2, I need you guys engaging. I see the chat blowing up. If you see me looking up here, I've got you guys plastered on my big screen here. I'm super excited. You need to be engaging with me. Be ready because this is going to be interacting. You guys need to be interacting with each other here, answering questions, okay? Number three, I need you to find one takeaway action that you run with from today. There's going to be a lot of good nuggets. Find one action today, okay? Number 4, you need to become, my hope is that when you get done with this next 25 minutes, you are more focused on value creation and outcomes than you've ever been before. More focused on value creation outcomes than ever before. And number 5, you allow me a chance to create more value for you. So allow me this chance, share this, ask questions, get ready for the engaging. Where we're going to go today, we're going to talk about value creation in our business. We're going to talk about how to measure value creation in your business today. We're going to define some outcomes, and we're going to go through an example of defining outcomes, defining value creation when it comes to the marketing role. And then we're probably not going to get to leveraging Google or the worksheet, but if you want to hear more on that, I can get you guys a link to this later on, and we'll finish from here. Big idea here. Here's the big idea today. When you are focused on value creation and outcomes, everyone wins. When you're focused on value creation and outcome, everybody wins. Y'all, this is the purpose of our business. Nobody is moving. Nobody is in the moving industry because we just need it. The whole idea is that we are creating value for our customers, and that value we are being paid for. And when we are creating value for our customers, for our employees, and clear on outcomes, everyone wins. It's going to allow you, when you focus on this value creation, it's going to allow you to make easier decisions. You're not going to be caught up in all the work and all the stuff to do. It's going to give you clarity on if your employees are winning. How many of you guys put a 2 in the comments, and I don't want anyone to do it yet, put a 2 in the comments if you've ever felt like your employees don't have clarity on whether they're doing well in their role at any point in your business. I know I would be putting it 2 right now. If you just feel like, man, like I need to make sure my employees are so clear on whether they're winning or not in their role. Yeah, this is hard. It's so simple in its finest, but so hard when we actually implement. But when we focus on what we're about to go through, it's going to create a lot of clarity. Number 3, it gives you less confusion and more clarity in your entire business. Put a 5, guys. I need some engagement. Put a 5 if you'd like a little less confusion and more clarity in your business. I'm telling you, what I'm about to show you transformed my business. And it's going to allow your entire team to align on increasing value within your organization. Our goal as business owners is to continue to increase the value within our organization. That's our goal. That's our whole number one. When you think about leadership, our goal in leadership, it's like you spring it into my mentor told me this. Goal in leadership. Number one goal as a leader, your goal is to get results. You have to get results in your business. And number two, you have to make your entire team and everyone working for you intrinsically motivated to create more value and be their own little CEO in their role. That's our goal here. So value creation. What is it? Look at all my stuff I did. Has anybody ever had, whether it's a marketing company, whether it's an employee, where they bring you all this work and they go, well, look at all the work I did, and yet the needle didn't get moved. The needle didn't get moved. The outcome you needed didn't get happen, but they have 1,000 things that they wanted to show you. Give me a 1 if you've ever been presented all the work that somebody's done, and yet the outcome, the goal never got accomplished. Okay, I at least got 3 or 4 people that have my feeling of where I've been at before in my businesses. I've gone and said, man, I need you to do this. And someone presents me all the work. They go, look, I post on social media. I created this job report. I created this job description. I did a performance. I did all these things. And yet the outcome didn't happen. It's because we probably didn't create the value in the organization we needed, because work is not value. Just doing work doesn't create value. Our goal is for somebody to create value in the organization. We don't want to allow, and this is for me, this is for the speakers here, we don't want to allow our work or process to become more important than the most important stuff in our business. Has anyone been caught up in just doing work, and then you're like 3 days later, a week later, you're like, what did I even do? What even happened today? Like, what did I even get done? I did a lot of work, but I felt like nothing really moved forward. That's how I felt before. The whole idea of value creation is the purpose of business. Our goal is to create value in our business. So if we think about our goal as creating value in our business, the question I want to bring to you guys today, and this is where it gets really interactive. So if you're not being interactive, get ready to be more interactive. How do we measure value creation in our business? Here's what I want to present to you today. And this concept is not created by me. I use it in my business. It's created by someone way smarter than me, and I'll give you that information later on. But how do we measure value creation in our business? I want to introduce you guys to a concept called your most important number, or you might hear me refer it to as MIN, your most important number, or MIN. Your most important number, this is like, if you guys are taking notes, this is the time to take notes. Your most important number, I'm even going to take a note to remind me, your most important number is a number that above all other numbers, all other data points in your organization says that you are winning or losing as a company. A number above all other numbers that says we are winning or losing as a company. And this is the second part. The most important number drives the majority of the right behaviors in the company. For instance, to bring this home, let me talk about a baseball game. Does anyone like baseball here? I wish you guys could just raise your hand. Give me a 1 if you like baseball. Give me a 2 if you're like, I really don't like baseball. But we got some baseball lovers here. Baseball is filled. I got some 2s. Baseball is filled, absolutely filled with stats. There's so many stats on page, or on base percentage, strikeout percentage, ball percentage, this percentage, this percentage. There's so many stats in a baseball game. And if you guys have ever followed baseball, there's so many stats, and all of the stats bring some kind of value. But at the end of the game, at the end of the day, and at the end of the game, what is the most important number when you're playing a baseball game? I want you guys to give some comments and see if I see the right comments. Runs scored. Charles hit it right on the dot. The most important number at the end of the day is the runs scored in the baseball game. Exactly. So how do we measure value using MINs? Here's how we're going to choose some correct MINs. And then we're going to break this down into a moving company, and we're going to define this process. The correct MIN, the correct most important number that you're going to choose for a team or department for your organization, again, we'll break this down, is that it aligns everyone to a common outcome. Everybody has a common outcome. Everybody has a commonality, and we're aligning it. Okay. It guides the team. It guides you as a business owner to make the right decisions. It incentivizes the desired behaviors. Has anybody had a sales team where you incentivize them incorrectly and then you realize you're paying a bunch of money and it's actually not what you really want? Like, imagine incentivizing somebody to increase. So you say, hey, for every 100 leads you call, I'll give you $10. And next thing you know, they're calling 100 leads, but they're not really taking the value of calling those leads. They're not doing anything with it. And you've incentivized them to do the wrong behaviors. So if we're choosing a mint, it's got to be incentivized for the right behaviors. Number 4, it is the number one number above all other numbers that accurately measures success. This is supposed to be a brainstorming conversation discussion in your business. You're going to walk away from today, take home this and go, let me have this conversation with my head of sales, my head of revenue, my head of operations, my top driver of how we're going to do this, okay? An incorrect men, when you choose the wrong number, it incentivizes the wrong behaviors. It doesn't support any other mins, and you're going to see what I mean by this. And it cannot be clearly measured. You cannot clearly measure this. If you cannot measure something, you cannot improve it. And if you cannot improve it, you cannot win. I bet you anybody here agrees with me that when you can't measure something, you're not clear on winning. And then finally, an incorrect mint does not support the team's department or mission. Here's where it gets interactive. Let's try to define the organization's most important number. And this will be a conversation here, okay? You're sitting here today as a moving company owner. As an organization, what do you guys think should be the most important number that is above all other numbers that drives the right behaviors and says we are winning or losing? This is where you guys can be in the comments. Austin, the min for you is the most important number. The most important number. There you go. Thanks, Neil, for that recap. Profit. Exactly. Profit is, I think, a great one. Ted said sales. Micah said earnings. NOI, I wish I was smart. Net operating income, sales reviews. Again, I'm going to lead us down a direction here. I'm going to lead us down a direction of where I believe you guys should be at. This is not going to be a right or wrong answer. This is a discussion for you to come back and bring to your people, bring to your team, bring to your leaders, and discuss this and choose. Here's the thing. If it's revenue, if we make revenue the most important number above all other numbers, what can happen is you can say, hey, look, I've got a $2 million company and we lost $500,000 this year. And I think all of us would agree that a $500,000 loss does not make us winning in our company. And so most of you guys got this correct. I would argue that the most important number here is profit. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this. You can see here that you're going to have mins for the top level organization here, and then you're going to have most important numbers for your departments underneath. And those most important numbers are going to be the top number that drives the most important number above it. And then below that, you're going to have teams or people's or strategies most important number that help the numbers above from there. Okay, so we've decided that profit is the organization's most important number at the very, very top. Okay, this is what we've decided. So then my question comes, what do you guys think we should put here if you're sitting down with your team? Okay, you're sitting down with your team and you're trying to decide, okay, in sales, what is the most important number that incentivizes the right behavior and says to them, this is a number above all other numbers, all other data points that says that they are winning. What do you guys think we should put here for sales? I think Brandy said jobs sold. I think we're going in the right direction. Okay, jobs sold is, I think, a good one. Revenue is potentially a really good one. Although, Michael, there's a place where you could, again, you can see how there's always going to be, again, this is a conversation, not a right or wrong answer. The problem with potentially revenue is you could have a salesperson that closes a bunch of revenue from repeat and referral customers. And we know they were going to close most likely. Percentage says they're going to close. And yet the sales team can't close any outbound leads. Okay. Chad says closing percentage here, profit per job. I think profit per job is great. I think that's a great one. I have decided to choose here booked revenue. Okay. I think booked revenue is a great place to put for your sales place for my company. For those of you who don't know, we do SEO and websites for moving company owners. We do reoccurring sales. So my most important number in my sales department is recurring revenue sales. For you guys, it might be booked revenue. One way you could even put this is profitable booked revenue. Put a 1 in here, guys. Put a 1 if you've ever sold a job that you weren't profitable on. Put a 1 if you've ever sold a job if you weren't profitable on. Awesome. I appreciate the transparency. I appreciate the Yeah, Austin says a bunch of 1s, okay? It is so easy to sell and create revenue, and yet not have booked profitable revenue. And so for you guys, booked revenue may be a good answer and a good place to start with because you can't track profit. Some of you guys have enough insight to track profitability on a move. You might want to say profitable booked revenue, okay? So underneath that, the next one, let's go through the organization. This one's challenging because you guys all have different organizational structures. This could be a storage department that you could choose. This could be the ops department. This could be the dispatch department. It could be a lot of things. How would we start the discussion here if you're sitting with your team to go in the ops department, in the dispatch department, whatever it is, let's just say operations. What is the most important number here? This one's a tough one. Again, you can see how your brain starts going through. Labor efficiency is great. You will be joining the main room. Uh-oh. Hope we don't lose you guys. I don't know what's happening here. Do you guys see that? You guys still there? Give me a 1 if you're still here, if I'm by myself now. Okay, I got a 1. Okay. I think we're bringing everybody back here. I think we got some technical difficulties on the back end. Yeah, all 14 of you guys are here. All right, looks like we're back. We might have had some technical difficulties here. It looks like everyone's back. Can you guys put something in? Put a 2 if you guys are back here. And we're back. Bobby says we're back. 2. All right, we got people back here. This is really important. I don't want you guys to miss it. We've got a 2 here. Operations department, okay? How could you say above all other numbers, the operations department? How could you say this number is above I thought this was above all other numbers, the operations department, this is the number that says we're winning or losing. Customer satisfaction, that's pretty good. That could be a good one. What about on-time percentage? That could be one. I think labor efficiency or labor rate, I think that's a really great one to do. 5-star reviews, Hudson, I really would say that's in marketing somewhere. Wage control, I think is great. I put this for our sake here today. I put this for on-time percentage. I think labor efficiency might even be a better one to do. Efficient dispatch. We need a number that we can track. Imagine doing this. Let's go a different direction here. Imagine, and we've got 10 minutes left, and I want to finish up on time. Imagine you're sitting here to your drivers, your head drivers, okay? You're sitting down with a team of head drivers. They're your drivers. How would you tell your drivers, your drivers, how would you help them understand the value they're bringing to your business? Please share in the comments here. How would you say, hey, Mr. Driver above or Mrs. Driver above all other numbers, this is the most important number as a driver at this company? How would you do that? Customer satisfaction, I think, is a great one. This is where maybe on-time percentage could come into. Let's see here. Operations would be customer satisfaction, potentially. Labor efficiency, low to zero claims. That could be good ones. What I want you to think through is how would you go home today and have a meeting with your top drivers and say, hey, this is the value you create within the organization. This is why you're here. This is why your role exists. And how can I intrinsically motivate you to do a better job? And here's the most important number above all other numbers that as a driver, you are going to be held responsible for, because the goal is not to just put these numbers out there, but go, here is your value. Here is what you're responsible for. At the end of the day, if you can't do this, you cannot continue here at this company. Thank you so much for trying, but let's help you find another job. So arrival command is great. Let's move on. What about for the marketing department? Okay, this one's a little easier for me. How would you choose the most important number in the marketing department? Okay, how would you choose the most important number in the marketing department? Above all other numbers, it says that you are winning or losing. You decided to hire an agency, or you decided to hire a marketing team or head of marketing. Beth, I think number of leads, I think that's great. Return on investment, I think, is a really great one as well. That could be a really number of booked jobs. Adam, the reason why I wouldn't personally like number of booked jobs is because you could have a sales team that's not converting really well. That seems like it's a sales team problem right there. Customer acquisition costs, Austin, I think that's a great one. Eric says conversion of leads to book jobs. I wouldn't go there. Conversion of leads to book jobs, unless you're talking specifically maybe your website. That seems like a sales department. If I was hiring a salesperson, that would be one. Number of leads from the lead sources. Yeah, guys, I would say if you're going to hire a marketing department or a head of marketing, you bring in your first marketing person, you want to say, hey, qualified leads. That is your number one goal above all other numbers. Look, I love that you post on social media. I love that you got me 1,000 impressions. That's all really great stuff. I love that you went to a networking event and you put on this great dinner for realtors. But above all other numbers, the value that you're creating in this business, the value that I hired you for, is to produce qualified leads. How do you do that? That is the question that you get. Does anyone, real quick, before we continue on with this, put a 1 in here if this feels like it's becoming like, hey, man, this is actually clear. I feel like I could speak to somebody a little bit more clearly on the value creation that they have in their department, in the company. Yeah, this is super helpful to just help your employees understand. Look, here's your most important number. I have a bunch of data for you. We have a bunch of KPIs, but above all other numbers, this is what I need you to do for the company. And this is what I'm tracking. This is what I expect from you. So this is great. Qualified leads. Now, I have down here number of leads. So now let's say you've decided to hire an SEO company. You said, great, I'm head of marketing, Travis. I've decided to hire an SEO company. Convenient that I'm an SEO company. But we say, hey, I'm going to hire an SEO company. Okay. The most important number here. Okay. We're going to hire this SEO company. What do we do? Okay. Well, I would say that you should hold us accountable to, or your SEO company to, the increase in the number of leads. We want to see, hey, above all other numbers, the number of leads that you bring or that is brought through the website or the Google Business Profile is the most important number above all other numbers. And that's what you hold them accountable to. Does anybody give me, let's have some fun with this. Give me a 9. No, sorry. Give me a 0 because it totally sucks. Give me a 0 if you've ever hired a marketing person or an agency and they show you all this great data and yet you're not increasing in the number of leads. They've shown you amazing data, told you all the things they're doing for you, optimization this and social media post this. And John Hamilton, John, come talk to me later. And they've given you all this amazing data, and yet at the end of the day, you go, look, you're showing me all this work, but it's not creating value because my leads aren't increasing. I'm not getting an increase of leads. Put a 0 if that has been you at any point in time. Lots of, like this is almost all of them. Exactly. It is so hard. But do you see how much clearer this makes it? Because now instead of sitting here and telling your head of marketing person or the agency that you just hired, hey, are you gonna optimize this? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this? It helps you see through the sand and the dust and the dirt and go, this is the most important number above all other numbers that you need to drive here. We've got 5 minutes left, and we're gonna bring TM on stage here. We've got 5 minutes left, but I want to go through here and I want to define outcomes. And go ahead, James.
Oh, no, you go ahead. I thought this was a 5-minute break, but go.
Yeah, sorry. So I want to define outcomes here. You guys are going to go home. You're going to hopefully talk about your team, your head, your leaders, and you're going to give them the most important number to say, here's a number above all other numbers that shows that you're creating value. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to start defining the 10 out of 10 outcomes in each department. When the departments are running at full speed, how do we know it's working? So a lot of the times in marketing, and this is for every company, but marketing, we get caught up in processes. We make process and work the most important thing, and we miss the alignment on the outcomes. So before we know how to make sure that our sales team is doing well, or our operations, or our drivers, or our movers are doing well, we need to help define success. And so let's start defining success. What outcomes do we want to see when marketing is at its 10 state? Imagine marketing at its 10 state. It's humming. It's going beautiful. What's happening? I want to see some comments. What's happening when it's going beautiful? I've got some ideas to get us going. Number one, I think your company's brand and authority drives referrals and repeat customers. When marketing is at its 10 state, your brand is clearly authoritative and drives customers, repeat customers, and everything. Okay? That is in its 10 states. It's producing enough qualified leads to achieve your salesman. Notice how these men start working together. So you're going to your marketing person, go, hey, when this is at its 10 state, when it's humming, this is why we're tracking the most important number. You're producing enough qualified leads that our sales team can go make magic happen. They can go convert because we know they can convert. When qualified leads are increasing over time, when marketing is at its perfect state, qualified leads are increasing over time. That's what's happening. Acquisition cost is moving down, right? You should be seeing acquisition costs moving down, not moving up. And you always have one stable marketing channel that produces leads. And finally, marketing process is standardized and repeatable and constantly refined to get results. Outsourcing is leveraged when practical. The whole point of this activity, guys, is for you all to sit down into any department and go, hey, how do you create value in your department? What does it look like when you're winning? And what are some numbers that define winning or losing? Now, obviously, lower level, frontline employees may not have the ability to make drastic changes in your business when it comes to like, hey, I'm going to just randomly produce, a bunch of leads, but you can show them, here's what it looks like when a move goes successfully. What does a 10 state look like on a successful move? The customer's happy. We don't break our stuff. And you can measure against this outcome. So we have a lot more to go through here, and we don't have as much time. I want to start preparing for TM to come onto the stage. He's going to share with you guys all about sales training and everything that we need to do with that, how he's built his business. So guys, I hope this was helpful for you. The book, let me just share the book. If you guys go, hey, this has been pretty good. This idea of the most important number. This is by, let me just open up this right here. This is by, let me get it, this man right here. I wish I was as smart as this guy right here, okay? It's your most important number right here. So for those of you guys who go, hey, I really want to learn more about this, go to Amazon and type in Your Most Important Number by Lee Benson. He's a mentor of mine. Additionally, he has grown to a $100 million company, sold it for 9 figures. He knows what he's talking about, and he's helpful in cutting through all the BS and getting what is the value we are creating in our businesses. So if you want to get more information on that, please go and check that out.